The immigration journey for me started 2 years ago. I've been at the Chronicle for 25 years. I've become a student of lots of different issues around our community. I grew up here, so I have a different perspective and a lot of history and a lot of connections to a lot of different people in a lot of ways, and I dearly love it. And about 2 years ago, when really the ugly head of what happened in Arizona started to prop up, and the conversation started here, I frankly, very quietly, almost in a truly curiosity kind of a way, started to dig around town to figure out what people were on this issue. Knowing that it was a hot topic, knowing that it's a topic that really goes back to the days of when black and white discussions didn't take place in Atlanta. This kind of had that same flavor and feel to it that no one really wanted to talk publicly about. It was kind of an undercurrent of a conversation, but it wasn't making its way out into the dialogue until it started to look as a topic when it was election time, and certainly with Governor Deal and what happened in Arizona at the time. I went and started to meet one-on-one with what I believe to be the leadership in the Hispanic community to get their take on it. Not to get together as a group, but to go one-on-one with, frankly, about 10 different people who I highly respect in this community, of Latino background, in leadership positions, whether it be civic leadership, running businesses, community leadership, religious leadership, but just to talk to the people that I've known that I really have high regard for, a lot of respect for, and to figure out where they were. And what I came away with, this is 2 years ago now, was no one wants to talk about it, no one wants to touch it, have very strong feelings about it, but don't draw me out. Fascinating. And a lot of it came from different places. I had a couple of people who owned Hispanic business in town. They didn't want to talk about it fundamentally for the fear of the IRS. There were a few other people that didn't want to talk about it because a couple had seen some other people have their businesses raided fundamentally overnight, including a very prominent restaurant in Buckhead where he lost about 20 of his employees one night because he had a disgruntled Hispanic employee that blew the whistle on him. Almost put his business out. Didn't want to talk about it. Some of them had IRS auditors in their back room and didn't want to talk about it along the way. But at the end of the day, what I took away were a couple of themes, and William will just take off on these without any hesitation. One was a leadership issue, which is a topic unto itself that we could go into in many different communities in this town. Who is going to step up? Who is going to be the lead? Who is going to be the voice piece for what is really a very controversial topic that many of us are really very sad about. Very sad about it. But no one wanted to step up. And no one really did step up until after the governor signed the bill. Okay, that's when everything started to really mobilize and conversations started to become public along the way. But truly up until then, it was an underground conversation, especially in the Hispanic community. Very sad, but very true. Part of it is fear. Part of it is a lack of leaders stepping up. Part of it is organizations really weren't taking the lead early on. And even in a very unusual way, other groups started to make more comment than even the Hispanic community. The Asians came out with a manifesto. The Asian community came out with basically a two-page on their point of view as a community. The Hispanic community at that point hadn't really said a public word, again, until the bill was passed. So you had this whole big picture swirling along the way. And then what's happened since, and William will talk to it, factions have surfaced, including the taxi cab industry surfaced today. So almost every day now, another group, whether it's an organized group, whether it's an industry group, now starting to get vocal about that topic. But I really do believe there's a bigger topic, or as big a topic, tied to immigration, that is the leadership issue in the Hispanic community. Okay, the impact part of it, okay, and we'll run across all your questions and across company lines. What people in this community don't really realize is this impact will hit everybody in this room. It will hit everybody in this town. It is not tied to one industry. It is not tied to one group of people, but everyone is going to be touched down to the reality that the people who are shipping those bananas into Atlanta and moving those bananas through wholesalers to Atlanta, to your grocery stores, to your table, to your mouth, the price of your bananas are going to go up dramatically because of the way it used to be moved around and through the community. With the lack of all these people along the way, it's a very big deal. Hispanic food sales in this community has dropped 42% in the last 12 months. Why? So many have left town, we don't know what the numbers are. We have no idea. No one does. If someone tells you they do, they're lying to you. But I can give it to you in real terms. Hispanic people eating Hispanic food down 42%. Yeah, part of it is tied to the economy along the way, but it just shows you the quantity, the sheer quantity of people that have left our backyard, many in a very quiet way. So as those two areas, the price of your bananas are going up, the issue of leadership, but now the direct hit in one of the biggest areas other than agriculture is in the hospitality industry.